Quite some tragic news there, and we can now join our reporter Lois Wangoi, who is on ground. She's been there looking at the rescue operations, and we'll be speaking to her in a short while. But quite some unfortunate news coming from West Pokot County this morning. Actually, at least 24 people feared dead following massive landslides caused by heavy downpour in that part of the country. We can now speak to Lois Wangoi, who has been monitoring the rescue efforts over there. Lois, what can you tell us about the rescue operations? We understand that about 12 people, most of them actually children, have been recovered.
Indeed, Edmond, as you note, the rescue operations are still ongoing with a security team that majorly has been drawn from West Pokot County. Of course, after hearing the news of over the death of 20 persons, the rescue, or rather government officers around here, drawn from Kenya Police and even the GSU, did team up efforts to just come and try help or even recover the bodies of those who have already drowned in River Muruny following a huge landslide in some villages here in West Pokot County. Earlier, having spoken on phone to the area county commissioner, Mr. Apollo Okeo, he notes that indeed they have recovered 12 bodies, and 7 of them sadly are bodies of children and 5 adults. That goes to say that about 12 bodies are still stuck around River Muruny or even under the landslide that happened here. And of course, the team that I noted earlier, that is the GSU and even Kenya Police team, are here just trying to recover the bodies. The residents too have also showed up here just trying also to put some energies into the rescue efforts, all these in efforts of trying to rescue bodies and also possibly lives of those who may be still stuck under the raging waters here in West Pokot County. Just to note, the landslide did happen very early this morning. The area chiefs note probably from around 6 a.m. To 7 a.m. and that is when they did place alerts all round to try and also sensitize the residents of West Pokot to move to areas of safety. Granted, the heavy downpour that has been here for the past 2 weeks, residents say, but they note the rainfall intensified for the past 2 days, and so yesterday they did experience the heaviest rainfall possible, which led to that massive landslide. The villages of Nar Kulian and Barua being worst affected. We also understand that transport around West Pokot has since been hugely deterred because after the landslide happened, most of that particular waste found its way naturally to rivers around West Pokot County, and those tributaries of small rivers have also found their way to the main river here, that is River Muruny. And so most parts of West Pokot County have since been cut off, and we understand we have a number of barriers which have made transport almost impossible. Where we are standing is at the exit of one of the villages where there is one particular barrier, and currently at the moment security officers are just trying to clear the road so that those on the road may be able to access other parts of this Kitale Lodwar highway. But we understand the situation is extremely bad at Ortum, and that is where we are headed after this particular brief. We understand that the road network has been disconnected totally. This is to mean any part across Ortum has been rendered impossible by the ongoing rainfall, which caused this particular landslide. The area county commissioner, Mr. Apollo Okeo, and also the area governor are now placing word to the residents of West Pokot who reside meters from the riverbanks, and even those who reside along steep slopes, to ensure that they move to areas of safety. Granted that the ongoing rainfall has soaked into most of the land, and this has caused the landslide that has made, or rather that has taken the lives of over 20 persons. Just to note, this particular landslide was able to manage such massive deaths because some residents had settled meters after the riverbanks of most river tributaries. Granted that most parts of West Pokot experience semi-arid climate, so most residents had opted to sort of settle along the riverbanks of River Muruny and other tributary rivers of of River Murung. Now, following the heavy downpour after the landslide, when that particular earth was moving, of course, with a lot of force and gravity, they were able to sweep away even residents who also reside downhill, as well as the residents who also reside uphill along the very steep slopes of West Pokot County. Of course, those who live uphill have settled there because most areas of West Pokot are quite hilly, and of course with the bursting numbers of residents, not all of them cannot fit in safer grounds, but at the moment a word is being placed round by the area county commissioner and the governor to ensure that those who are in areas which may be experiencing problems, they have been advised to start moving. Now, before I finish, we're now joined live by the area MCA of Barua, one of the villages that has lost quite a number of lives. We'll speak to him to try and understand the situation on the ground, even as we try to make our way there now that even the roads have been rendered impossible. Asante sana Bwana Solomon, if you could talk to us, tuambie, how is the situation in the villages where the landslide happens?
I'm MCA Party Ward on Rebangele. Solomon, actually the area is really affected. It has started yesterday night around 8 p.m. Actually, those people who are living on the hills and the slopes of the Parwa, Nyarkulian, and also Ortum, it has really affected. Watu wameumia sana, na pia mpaka wakati huu kwa Parwa kuna familia moja ilimalizwa yote, poma iliporomoka ikafunikwa, na pia kwa sehemu ya Nyarkulian karibu familia 12 wamepoteza maisha.
Bwana Solomon, the area county commissioner anasema 24 persons have been confirmed dead. Is that the same number of people you're reconciling missing from your villages?
Inaweza kuwa inasidi kwa sababu mpaka wakati huu bado watu wanapambana kuokoa life, na kwa sababu imefunikwa, na hata sehemu ya Parwa hii tributary ambayo inajoin Murunyi imekawa sehemu hiyo kwa mara mbili, na wale wako ngambo ile na ile ngambo mahali iko sida mpaka saa hii inaporomoka, na niko na wasiwasi sijui hao watakaa namna gani kwa sababu maisha yao iko hali hatari, na ningeomba wahisani waweza kukuja pande hii, all well wishers na serikali watumie. Asante sana.
Indeed, that is the sentiments of the MCA of one of the affected villages. From here, we head to Ortum. It is the farthest we could go, and we'll try to access the villages uphill through walking, and maybe later in our subsequent bulletins, we'll be bringing you the situation on the ground. Of course, at the moment, we expect a humanitarian crisis, granted that most of the residents there are now also panicking and literally moving from their areas of residence. For now, back to you in Nairobi.